Okay, it's Galadon again, here with episode 24 of the Clash of Clans attack series. As always, advertising Lost Phoenix and Lost Phoenix 1 through 5, all some great clans. But since today is Visiting Sunday, I just wanted to give a quick shout out. I had a chance to visit with the guys at Detroit 313 again, good group of people there, as well as the clan I Caramba. Thank you very much for making me feel at home. It was nice to see and meet all of you guys. Alright, let's get down to business here with a replay of an attack against Vitaya 6448. He's got a pretty popular base design. I actually had this base design for at least a week or so, but I'm constantly changing bases. And as you can see in a minute here, it can be pretty tricky the way it tends to redirect the troops around that perimeter inside rather than straight to the town hall. Now I've gone ahead and gone through here with the wall breakers, and I've put the rest of my wall breakers in with that rage spell, hoping that that wave could get through that innermost wall. But 3 Expos and those 2 Infernos were just too much even for the raged wall breakers, and that inner wall is still intact, which is definitely going to spell trouble for us. Now I'm keeping an eye on where the Infernos are focusing. As long as they're not on a hero, I'm not going to waste a freeze spell. Now at this point it looks like we may just be going around the perimeter, so I go ahead and drop the second rage where the queen could use it either way she decides to head. Here comes the first freeze, get it off my queen. Now luckily here, all the surrounding structures to the left of the queen are clear, so now she is going to head towards that center enclosure, just in time. And now it doesn't matter that the third wall is still standing, the queen has gone ahead and taken out that town hall over the wall. Gotta love that ranged bow there. And because we came from the due south, that clan castle was never a factor until after we had 2 stars, so we wrap it up, and 13 trophies. Again, far from perfect, but it did get the job done, just shows there's more than one way to get to that town hall. Now here's a layout almost identical to the last attack, except for we've got 2 level 40 heroes roaming the interior, so we're going to make our best effort to pull them all the way outside the walls before we send in our main attacking force. And now that I've got both of their attention, I'm going to slowly and patiently bring them out here to the edge, or at least beyond the walls with these barbarians and archers. But I'm starting to run out of them. Just in time I get them outside the walls and I can drop that golem. They'll focus on it, then I can send in a few other troops that'll focus on them in turn. I went ahead and dropped a rage spell. There goes the queen and the king, just like that. Normally don't like to use the first rage spell out there, but it was just kind of an awkward position where they were. I couldn't comfortably get the witches out there to send their skeletons in. And from here on out, it looks like I just kind of went with the old face roll strategy. Not really sure what got into me here, but all the troops are inside, and now it just becomes a matter of protecting the king and the queen and getting those rage spells and freeze spells timed and placed just right. Again, saving both of the free spells for when the Infernos are focused on the king and the queen, just preserving them long enough hopefully to get that 50% and get that town hall. And as you can see, the queen has worked her way towards the town hall. That last rage spell has gone down, and that golem just in time squeaks in front of the queen, preserves her, she takes down the town hall. Both stars come one on top of the other, and we wrap up the attack. Not perfect, but then if I was perfect every time, how much fun would that be to watch, right? So speaking of imperfect attacks, here comes an attack against Bozkurt of King's Landing. Like the King's Landing guys, but sorry, nothing personal. So we go ahead and grab the king and the queen, drag them all the way out here. I'm kind of biased to this upper right hand corner if you can't tell already. Going to try to get them close together before we put down a golem so they can be distracted by it while we take them out. Now I actually went ahead and dropped 2 golems here just to distract some of the defenses as well, get those wizards in there to take out the heroes, and so that the wall breakers can hopefully get through that first outer layer of walls there. Now I'm being a little more patient this time with my king and my queen, because with all of these individual compartments and those surrounding structures on the outside, there's really no telling where they'll head until we at least clear a path for them to follow. Now as that first rage spell goes down, the wall breaker's gotten through that second layer of walls, and I figure it's a safe time to send in the king and the queen. And now, just as I had hoped, you see where the clan castle is placed on the far side of the town hall. As it releases all of the troops into the battle, they work as a magnet for my king and my queen, and instead of heading around maybe to that wizard tower, they've gone right into the middle, and it's just a matter of time before they take out those remaining troops and head for the town hall. I've got some witches in there that'll help counteract their witches with all those skeletons, and now I've just got the sheer numbers. The king, he goes down, but the queen, she's still at almost 100%. She's going to destroy the town hall. Last rage spell goes down. Didn't really need it to get that town hall down, but we're only at 39%, so definitely wanted to have her alive a little bit longer to get that second star. And she does help out. She gets to about 44% before she goes down to that Inferno Tower. But lucky for us, we've got a couple of witches on the outside summoning skeletons, and hopefully they can eke out the last 5% for us before they get wiped out themselves. Talk about a nail biter here. It's just a matter of, can they summon skeletons faster than those cannons can kill them? Because as soon as they don't have any skeletons in front of them, you know those witches are going to go down in a single or two shots. They continue to work their way around the perimeter. We're up to 48% now. There goes that gold mine, 49%. And even with that archer tower now, we just have enough skeletons left. There goes one of the witches, and there goes the last cannon, 50% second star. Clearly one of the closest battles I've had in recent memory, but when it takes a half an hour or longer to find a worthy attack, the difference between 8 and 16 trophies can be significant. And speaking of worthwhile attacks, got lucky a short time later and found Coco of King's Landing with a big trophy offer. Kind of an unusual base design here, a variant of others we've seen. But as you can see, my attack is just another recycle of the last few. I've gone ahead and pulled the king and the queen out just about to the same spot as I did before, up here right where that barbarian is. Going to try to get them close together before I put down the first golem. Trying to keep the queen from jumping on the other side of that wall. Alright, nope, there she is. First golems go down, and now a beautiful spread of wall breakers. Well, it looked pretty, I guess. Not exactly what I meant to do, but the rage spell there ends up working just perfectly. Gets me through that second inner blue wall, opening up a path to that Tesla. And the wall breaker deployment there kind of threw me off. I went ahead and dropped the king and the queen too early. They could have gone around to the left, but luckily they head towards that town hall. The second rage spell goes down. The king just melts through that blue wall under rage, and here goes the town hall. That right Inferno Tower actually ran out of juice there early. Must have forgotten to reload it. And now we're closing in on 50%, going to get that second star. The queen is still in the middle of that rage spell. The king is still taking out buildings before he goes down. And now I'm starting to think, this complexion of attacking force doesn't usually get 3 stars, but it looks like it could be possible if things go right here. But now it's in the hands of the Clash Gods. I have absolutely no control over the rest of the battle. All of my troops are out. All of my spells are done. Got a big golem up there at the top. He's just going to be stuck banging his head against that wall for the rest of the attack. But luckily all the mortar towers and wizard towers are gone. And with no splash damage left, there's really nothing that can stop that massive number of skeletons. And sure enough, they are going to have their way with the rest of Coco's buildings. We're going to wrap up that third star and a pretty big win in trophies here. But having some empathy for Coco's situation and having been in that situation many times myself, I have to say it's one of the things I would love for Supercell to fix, because when you can lose this many trophies on one attack, it just takes so many hours to get them back that it's very, very disheartening, and sometimes enough to keep you from pushing any further. Honestly, I'd be happy to give up victories like this if I could avoid losses like this on defense. Just make those cups a little bit harder to gain and lose at higher levels, and I think that they'd probably keep the top level players a little more interested. But hey, who got that soapbox out? Put that thing away. Thanks again for watching, and congratulations to the player King SC and the clan Mini Brutes who won last week's contest. We'll definitely have another one for you soon. But until then, check out Lost Phoenix, like, subscribe, make nice comments, and clash on!